Okay, now this issue tends to get me into a lot of trouble because even female feminists will often say to me, Femi, yeah, my name's Femi and we're discussing feminism, let's move on. They'll say, Femi, but it's a woman's right to wear makeup if it makes her feel better about herself, and it's her right to express her sexuality in whatever way she sees fit, and these are, of course, valid points. But there's a lot to be said for a comparison with cigarettes. Is a smoker happier? I mean, he feels happier when he smokes, but even setting aside the health issues, is his actual average level of happiness higher? Or is it just that now he needs cigarettes to reach his average level of happiness? Or is it now just that much harder to appreciate and enjoy his natural state without cigarettes? Stereotypically, and from what the aforementioned feminists tell me, a woman wearing makeup will gain increased self-confidence. But is she truly more self-confident? Or is it just that now she needs makeup in order to reach her average level of self-confidence? Is it now just that much harder for her to appreciate and enjoy her natural state without makeup? Now I'll admit, there's a fairly strong counter-argument to this, which is that with both makeup and cigarettes, both of them allow you to control how you feel when you want to feel that way. With cigarettes, the answer is just that it messes up your reward mechanism. Natural happiness becomes relegated because it becomes tied to a conscious decision to chemically facilitate it, which doesn't really work so well when you apply it to makeup. So we'll admit that. But still, that control we're talking about is still linked to the main part of the problem, which is the man can get out of bed in the morning, go to work, and be fine, and no one will question his face, barring extreme sleep deprivation, whereas a woman doesn't get that luxury. A man will wake up at the acceptable level of aesthetics, whereas a woman wakes up and has to rise to get to that level, which is, by definition, an inequality. So not only does the existence of makeup relegate a woman's natural face compared to her makeup face, it also relegates her natural face compared to a man's natural face. Its very existence contributes to all the problems you hear about linked to women's insecurities, which are caused by Photoshop models and magazines, which yeah, men have to deal with too, but to a far lesser extent. And there are many situations where women will feel unjustifiably aesthetically inferior to their male counterparts, and insecure as a result, that they can't do better. And here's where I really put my foot in it. Now, I'm only mentioning this as an extreme example of why we need to sort out any inequalities we can find. I mean, we live in a world where some women stay with men who are verbally and physically abusive, often because they feel they can't get or don't deserve better. Now, given that there are a myriad of factors that contribute to female insecurities, is it really okay to have an institution which says, by definition, you're not worth it, and that you shouldn't, in fact, love the skin you're in? And it's at this point that I usually get told, oh my god, Femi, are you saying that women get beat because they wear makeup? Now, I've got to remind you, the title of this video, Should Makeup Exist? Not Should Women Wear Makeup? Important distinction. So to answer the accusation, technically it's the opposite. Because of the existence of makeup, a woman's unmakeup face is devalued, which can produce some of the insecurities which are often attributed to women who stay with abusive husbands. But yeah, it's an extreme example of the problem with makeup, but makeup is keeping women down. And oh boy, is that the case when you think about the situation at work. We still live in a world with a pay discrepancy between men and women for the same work. And I'm not saying it's all offices, but am I wrong in saying that the majority of women wear makeup to work? And that a woman not wearing makeup often gives rise to inquiry? So doesn't that by definition make it expected? Literally? I mean, we're talking about something designed to make you look horny. Increased blood flow to the lips and fingertips, hence lipstick and nail polish. Darkening of the skin around the eyes, hence eyeshadow. And light sweating, hence foundation. I mean, let's be frank here. There's a social pressure on women to look like they're in a constant state of sexual heat, and yet they're expected to somehow manage to get themselves taken seriously over their male counterparts who face no such pressure. And that's the point. Some will say that, yeah, the Egyptians had makeup and it was for men and women. Good on the Egyptians! I mean, I could probably stomach makeup if it was for men and women. But the practical situation we're in now is that it's not. Women are expected to wear makeup, and if a man wears makeup, well, he faces a whole bunch of problems which I'll probably talk about in another video. So I'm not saying I have the answer, because I worded this question specifically to avoid the idea of calling for all women to stop wearing makeup. That's not my intention here. I'm just saying when I look at the balance of the effect that makeup is having on our society, don't like it. Yeah, and in case you're wondering why I'm playing this while recording, I figured if you're watching this, you've probably just seen me put on makeup, so I figured I had to reassert my masculinity, because, you know, FIFA, man game!